Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Dan back with our full forecast now.
Hey Veronica, we're doing some cloud tracking today, something exciting that we like to do here in the Weather Authority Weather Center. And what we have seen is some clearing at times on the north side of the bay, but the low clouds have really filled back in on the north and east side of the bay. We also had some clearing around Seaside earlier. Otherwise, low clouds still sticking around, and we also had a couple of high clouds or a couple of cumulus clouds that developed over the mountains of southern San Benito County today. So that's the cloud situation. What about the temperature situation? Well, one area that has been a little bit cool today is Watsonville. Winds have swirled back in off of the bay and pushed you into the low 60s, whereas it's still a little mild in Salinas at 68 and still mild in Santa Cruz at 71. Monterey after a high close to 70 today, down into the mid 60s, but inland areas, the 70s and 80s, and in some cases 90s. And we did have a couple of spots get into the triple digits today, including Parkfield. Bradley got close as well, currently sitting at 90 degrees. Now, as we take a look at the bigger picture, we see some showers and thunderstorms across the northern Sierra Nevada and even into the southern Cascades in Northern California. This activity getting stretched around this area of high pressure off to our southeast. Now, what's actually going to happen, interestingly enough, over the next couple of days is we've got two different weather features that are going to be building. This ridge of high pressure is going to be strengthening in the coming days, but also a trough of low pressure will begin to develop off of the coast. And it looks like right now we're going to be right in between those two features. So if this thing wins out, we will probably warm up a little bit. And if the trough wins out, we're probably going to cool off and see a deeper marine layer. And I'm leaning toward the ridge of high pressure right now. So while in the short term, especially on Wednesday, we'll probably cool down just a touch, the general trend will be to see much warmer, sunnier weather as we head into the end of the week and the weekend. So that's what we're looking at right now, but that could change a little bit. So if your plans outside require knowing whether it's going to be cloudy or sunny or somewhere in between right along the coast, please stay tuned to the forecast in the coming days. Well, let's get you into Futurecast into tomorrow morning. We're going to wake up to that blanket of low clouds once again. That's a definite around the coast and into the adjacent valleys. We head into the afternoon, those clouds will filter back to the coast with some clearing on the north side of the bay. We'll probably see that little slice of sunshine that develops between Monterey and Seaside as well. And then like today as well, I expect the clouds to kind of swirl back up into Watsonville late in the afternoon and early evening. So very similar cloud formations to what we saw today. Although in a few spots we may warm up just a touch. So let's see what we look at temperature-wise. 71 tomorrow in Santa Cruz, 80s in the Santa Cruz Mountain Valleys, and actually throughout the Santa Cruz Mountains, 80s tomorrow. We'll stay in the 60s in Capitola, but you'll be in the upper 60s. Watsonville coming back to 72 tomorrow, 73 in Salinas, 82 in Hollister, and some 90s into the Santa Clara Valley. We'll stay in the 60s on the east shore of the Bay and over to the Monterey Peninsula, places like Pacific Grove, but Monterey and Seaside in that little slice of sunshine, low 70s for you. Down south, 70s in Carmel Valley and Big Sur, most of the Salinas Valley, some 80s in King City, and a few triple digits in the far southern valley. So as we look at the next 7 days, I mentioned we'll cool off just a touch on Wednesday, I think, as that trough begins to establish itself. But then as the ridge builds back in, I've got us warming up with an increase in sunshine on the coast as we head toward the weekend. Now, I still think we are going to see some low clouds daily. They're still going to be there. There'll just be less of them, and maybe they'll be burning off a little bit earlier and coming back a little bit later. Just a little bit more sunshine is the forecast. Inland areas, we'll see a response from that ridge building in as well. Slight cool down Wednesday, but temperatures heading back into the 90s on average. You'll be breezy in the valleys during the afternoons, and you may wake up to a few low clouds in some of the valleys in the mornings, but expect a lot of sunshine and warmer than normal weather as we head through the weekend.